Hey, welcome to my journey into another weigh-in video. Now, I'm filming early because I have a dentist appointment this morning. And y'all know dentists make me nervous, except for Darby. She's got me feeling a lot better about going to the dentist than I can recall. So, even though I said, give me the gas and all the, all the other things, still, I feel better about going to this dentist than I have in many years, and I do have to get some work done. But I want to go ahead and get it filmed because I'll be numb. This whole side, they're going to work on top and bottom. This whole side will be numb, and I ain't going to come on here and try to talk like that. So I thought, there, I got to get my table leaves put up. If I didn't sit here and record, they'd probably sit there for who knows. No, they wouldn't. I'd be in there trying to find my coffee. That's where I'd be. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the weigh-in. So, I weighed in at 256.4 for a loss of 4.2, and that puts me to do this. Okay, we got another button going. Looky, looky. 120 pounds gone. So I am over halfway there. Yes, 120.7. So I just skipped right over to it. I told John I audibly giggled this morning when I got on the scales and I saw the number. I was just like, oh, because I was so excited. I did not think, because I looked and seen how much I weighed last week, because I can't remember week to week, so I had to go in there and look. Hold on just a second. I'm going to start that yawning because I'm tired this morning. I was tired from that party, and it bled over to yesterday, and I didn't get much sleep, so, but I had to look to see how much I weighed the week before, because I remember wrong. And when I saw last week's, I'm like, well, you're not going to hit 120 this week, but maybe within the next couple weeks. So, boy, was I surprised. I apologize. But listen. Before we talk about weight business, let me tell you, RJ proposed, and she said yes. He did it under the fireworks. This is how it happened. They was over here, 4th of July, and I knew RJ was wanting to go to the fireworks. And then I just asked them. They were sitting over there. I said, oh, y'all going to see the fireworks? He said, well, I'd like to. And I said, oh. He goes, yeah, I'd like to. I'm like, you don't want to go? Asking Holly. She goes, no, she don't. She just don't have good memories. She said whenever they were little, her dad would park like 3 miles away and make them walk. I guess he didn't want to be caught in the traffic, She said she just does not have good memories of the 4th. She just doesn't like fireworks because of it. I'm like, oh, she goes, it'd be hot and all this. And I said, no, just go up there, find your parking place, sit with the air conditioner running till the fireworks come on, get out there and look at them, hop in your car and go back home. She goes, well, I could do that. I'm like, yeah. Well, I didn't think nothing else of it. So then he sends a message. Me and him and Holly have a message chat going, and he sent a picture of her hand with the ring on it. I didn't see it till the next morning, and his reply was, where's Mama? Why is she not in on this chat? And Holly said, she's probably sleeping in her chair. And so when I got it the next morning, I said, I was. So he popped the questions at the fireworks. He said she thought I was in on it because I was trying to get her to go to the fireworks. I said, no, did you tell her it's just Mama being Mama? He said, yeah. So they come over last night. It was like late for me because it was like 8:30. And he said, was I still up? Because she wanted to show me her ring. I said, I am. And so they come over, and so she showed me her ring and everything. So, yeah, I said, now, when are you getting married? He said, sooner rather than later. So I think her family wants to give her a wedding. She's never been married. He's never been married. And I'm not sure how that's going to work. I don't know. They might just go to the courthouse. I mean, who knows? Who knows how they're going to do it? I don't care either one way or another. I had a wedding, which was an outdoor wedding, not a big one, just a small affair with my first one, and got married at the courthouse with David. So I've gone both ways, and guess what? I was just as married both times. So, by the way, the courthouse marriage has lasted longer. 3 times, almost 4 times longer. So, take that where you will. Now, let's see. I wrote down here what I wanted to tell you about. Oh, okay. The next thing I was going to tell you about was, and I wrote some little notes here. I seen the dietitian yesterday. I had it down for Friday. Well, you know how you get your text that says, check in early. Well, that's what ours do, because we have my chart. And they want you to check in early so they don't have to ask you all these questions when you check in at the doctor. Well, I didn't do it, and I didn't do it because they asked, I could go to the doctor 5 times in 1 week, and they would ask me to check in with the same questions 5 times that week. So I just kept putting it off and putting it off. I'm like, I'll get around to it for Friday. Well, yesterday morning, I got a text that said arrive at 7:45. I'm like, well, gosh, they sure reminded me awful early for Friday. So I said, while I'm reading my text, I'll go ahead and do my check-in. So I checked in, and when I got through, at the bottom, it says, July 5th, 8 o'clock, with, so-and-so. I'm like, hold up. So I come in here, I looked at my calendar, I'm like, no, I got it on Friday, but it says right here on my chart that it is Wednesday. So it's a good thing they send you those texts, or I wouldn't have showed up. Who knows what I could have got a reschedule? I don't know. But it was just I don't know how many every month. 8, 7, I don't know how many every month checkup with the dietitian. And she said this will be my last one unless I want to see her. She said I can schedule and check in. I don't even think I have to do, my 1 year will be with the doctor. And so the dietitian is just as needed. If I feel like, I need some accountability, she said, some kind of guidance or whatever, then I can just call and just tell them, hey, I need an appointment with the dietitian. So it really quick, I'll tell you. I will tell you this, they take their notes. Boy, they sit there, they type the whole time. The whole time you talking, every one of them has done that. You talking, they typing everything you saying, they typing it. I'm like, dang. From dietitian to dietitian. Oh, well, she said here, so that looks better, that's better. So, yeah, she said I was doing better now than I was when I saw the dietitian the last time, which was a few months ago. But we were talking about, let's see, okay, she reiterated that protein should be my first source of food. She wants me to eat protein-dense dinners, breakfast, lunches, I should say just dinners, meals, that's what I'm trying to say. She would rather me have a nice, dense, I don't think is the word she used, but not a light protein, a good source of protein. Chicken, which I told her I'm not really feeling. She said, that's fine. Beef, pork, which I said, we're not eating pork, but I am fixing to have pork. Beef, pork, shrimp. She said, those things. She said, I'd rather you have those at your meals. That way you don't feel the need that you have to snack because it's going to, hold you longer. Oh, that's what I meant to look up. After we talk, I'm probably going to pause this because I want to look up and tell you the difference in something we talked about, because I never think of questions when I'm there. When we're talking, if I think of a question before I go in, I can write it down like I did with my doctor the other day. I had a list of things I wanted to ask her about, and I used to keep a little small pocket notebook that I would write because I went to the doctor so much. So I would just keep, my weight, my blood pressure, all that stuff in it. Questions, answers. Anyway, but when we're sitting there talking, and then, it goes so fast, and you're like, well, do you have any questions? And you're like, deer caught in headlights. Well, no, I don't think so. But I did have one when I got home. I'm like, oh, I want to look that up because I want to give y'all the answer. It is satiety versus satiation. I did not realize there was a difference. But she said, because like I told her, I said, one day I had pork rinds for lunch. She goes, yeah. She goes, you get some protein, she said, but it's more calories, more fat, and it's not the kind of good protein that's going to satiate you. And she had this little plate with these little silicone foods. There was like 2 chicken tender looking things, or a chicken breast and a tender, I don't know. Some black-eyed peas, and what appeared to be broccoli. It was a pile of green slop, if you ask me. So she was asking, they like to know, what you eat for breakfast, what you eat for lunch, what you eat for supper. They want to know all these things. So I had reached up there. I said, now listen. I said, we were talking about eating. I picked up that chicken. I said, this I'm not so much into. I said, I'm more about the beef. She said that was fine with her. I said, and the beans, I can eat the beans. She says, now, she said, I don't mind you eating beans. She said, but they're still a high carb food, even though, they got the fiber and everything. They're still high carb food. She said, but I don't care if you eat beans. She's not saying don't eat beans. I'm sorry, I keep slurping. And then I picked up the broccoli. I said, I just turned it upside down. It was like sitting up, a little mound of it. I just turned it upside down. I said, she just kind of giggled at me. I said, I'm not good at the vegetables. She said, yeah. She goes, she's got a note in here that says you don't like your vegetables. I'm like, yeah, I don't. She said, that's fine. Okay, don't come for me. Because this dietitian, okay, let me preface what I'm telling you with, this is my personal advice from a bariatric dietitian who is counseling me from a specific viewpoint. I am a specific target audience. I am someone who has had weight loss surgery. Therefore, my advice is going to be different from just your typical everyday, give me all the colors of the rainbow nutrients type person. I know that sounds terrible, but she's going to give me different advice because the advice she's giving me is to lose weight. That's their goal. That is their mission. Make me lose weight. So to make me lose weight, she says my protein should come first. She said if you can get 3 to 4 ounces of protein, she said, then that is going to give you what we call satiety. I can't remember how she phrased it. I don't want to give you the wrong tense of the word. She said the vegetables, well, good for you. She said they satiate you because of the fiber and the water. That's not the part that holds you to the next meal. It's the protein that is slower to digest that holds you to the next meal. Because, and this is the truth, I couldn't be a vegetarian because as soon as I eat vegetables, I'm hungry. You hear what I'm telling you? So even, we've talked about protein, even if you hadn't had weight loss surgery, protein is very important. So I said, so what you're telling me, I made sure to get this clear. And don't come for me. And don't come for my dietitian because this is her job in the setting that she's in. For you, she would give you different advice. This is my advice. I said, so you're telling me I don't have to eat my vegetables. She goes, she doesn't have a problem if, as long as I'm eating my protein, I don't have room for my vegetables, then that's fine with her. Because the protein is what's going to make me lose the weight. The protein is going to give me that satiety. And if I don't get around to the vegetables, guess what? I just don't get around to the vegetables. You know what I said? I flat out said, I love you. So, have I been hindering myself, trying to force myself to eat these vegetables? Because I've had so much stomach space that I would say, okay, I'm going to eat my protein, but then I'm going to try to get part of my vegetables in, because I thought I thought I had to have my vegetables. Well, apparently I do not. And again, this is just me. Don't go away and saying, girl on her phone said don't eat vegetables. Vegetables ain't good for you, because that ain't what in the hell I'm saying. Let's just get that straight right there. I'm saying what she told me for me. I repeat it one more time. For me. Me Mearson. Weight loss surgery. Gastric bypass. Me. Furthermore, if you had gastric bypass, you go by what your dietitian tells you. You don't worry about what mine tells me. Because every clinic, they're different. I have different people I've talked to that have had, the surgery, and their clinics are different from my clinic. So, it's all what your team wants you to do. So, that's what you do. Let me see. Oh, and she asked me, now she did want me to eat 3 meals. Try not to snack if I don't have to. She said, if you eat that good protein, because I told her, and she asked me, she goes, well, now she says, if it's like over 3 hours or something, she said, you may need that snack to get you through. Which, so she's okay with snacking. She would just, if I don't have to. And she said, are you taking at least 20 minutes to eat? They tell you that take 30 minutes to eat your meal. She said, are you taking at least 20 minutes to eat? I said, no. I said, I'm not. I said, I'm eating. And I told her the Ozempic, because finally made me start feel like I was supposed to feel when I had the surgery. I said, I'm finally feeling like it. And I said, I can't hardly eat anything. And she said, well, she goes, this is what I want you to do. She said, instead of just eating what little bit you eat, being done with it, and then later on you're wanting to snack like on pork rinds or something, she said, I want you to get that dense protein. And that's not the word she used, but it may have been. I don't know. That good source of protein at your meal that's going to hold you over. She said, so eat, push away, walk away. I told her, I said, can I get up and leave the room? Do I have to sit at the table? She says, no, if you have to walk away, walk away. For 10 minutes. Then come back to that meal. She said, I don't want you to eat your couple bites, walk away, and never come back to it. And then you're eating snacks, which is not a good source of protein as the meal would be. So eat 10 minutes, push away 10 minutes, and then come back and eat more of your protein. So I tried that yesterday with my salmon with my salmon patty at lunch. I brought it back here because David was watching his shows, so I let him watch his shows. And I think I might have been, what was I doing? I was working maybe on my video. I don't really know what I was doing, but I was doing something back here nonetheless. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and eat my lunch back here. I do that a lot. And so a salmon patty, and it's soft, it's not, something you really got to chew on. So I sat back here. It was about 20 minutes. I looked at the clock. It was about 20 minutes. I went up there. I said, well, honey, because I had told him what she said and everything. I said, honey, does my 20 minutes count if I ate for 5 and just sit back there and stared at the plate 15? He said, I don't think that counts. I said, you know how hard it is to stretch out the eating of a salmon patty? And, that's all I wanted. I didn't want nothing else. So, I don't know. I don't know how the difference of, I guess if it was like which probably, and that's what I should have done last night. And I didn't. I had my hamburger patty, which was probably a 5 ounce. I didn't weigh them, but the way the other ones, and it was the smallest one, so I just estimated it was 5 ounce. I should have weighed it, but I didn't. And so I ate half of it, and I was full. So what I should have done was walk away for 10 minutes and then come back and finish it, but I didn't come back and finish it. So that would have been a learning, well, that was a learning opportunity, because now I'm sitting here talking to you about it, and I learned I should have done that. And she did ask me about my exercise. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I was dancing there for a while. I said, but no, I'm not. I said, I just don't. She goes, that's really, that protein and that exercise is really what's going to push your weight loss. I said, yeah, I know. If I'd have been concentrating all along, even before I got Ozempic, but I'll tell you, I was having the hard time with the food. So what I was wanting to look up was the difference in satiety and satiation. When she talked about eating the food, I understood it, but I don't know how to explain it to you to where you know what the difference is and the significance of the difference. So I'm going to pause this video, pull out my laptop, look it up, probably take some notes because I won't be able to remember what I read, and then I'll come right back. So I'll be back like that. I thought I hit pause and restart, but I hit pause and stop. So anyway, I'm back. I'm too lazy to take my notes this morning, so I've got my laptop over here, and I'm not going to go into a big discussion of it. You can look it up. They're all kind of, when I typed in Google, difference between satiety, the first thing that come up was satiation. So it's a thing. I have two, well, there's three. Two I'm going to read. I'm just going to read. They explain it, but like maybe two different ways to hear it differently. Sometimes it helps me to read the same thing in different ways. So I'm just reading this from, this is the National Institute, the National Library of Medicine from the National Institute of Health. Satiation and satiety are central concepts in the understanding of appetite control, and both have to do with the inhibition of eating. Satiation occurs during an eating episode and brings it to an end. Satiety starts after the end of eating and prevents further eating before the return of the hunger. That's where she was talking about the fiber in the water gives you satiation when you're eating the vegetables. That's also your grains and things like that. That fills your stomach and you're like, oh, okay, I'm satiated. I'm full. Protein carries it a step further and goes down into your digestive system because it takes longer to digest. Therefore, it gives you a feeling of fullness longer. So if you don't have that protein added to, if you're able to eat a full meal, where I am not, volume-wise, that's why I've got to concentrate on my protein. So let me read it. This is also from the same website. Food intake regulation can be divided into two basic processes, namely satiation and satiety. Satiation is a process that determines the moment in which feeding stops and regulates the amount of ingested food during a single meal. Satiety is the interval between meals and regulates the time elapsed between two meals. So there, that explains. Eat your protein so you don't snack. That's what she's wanting me to do. Eat my proper protein at my meal because that's going to keep me. Is there another form of the word satiety? Or would you use the word satiated? No, because, well, I guess that's just me trying to talk out loud. If you can use the terms interchangeably at a point. So it's going to keep me full longer to get to the next meal. Then I can do it all over again. And so if just eating your vegetables, if I only ate part of my 3 to 4 ounces of protein, say I ate 2 ounces of protein and then filled the rest of my stomach up with Brussels sprouts, then I'm only going to get half the fullness, in theory, you know what I'm saying, half the fullness to last me to the next meal. Then I'm going to be looking for that snack. So, makes tons of sense to me why they push the protein. Even why anybody that have weight loss surgery makes tons of sense to me why they push the protein. Something else I need to look up. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to make myself a note. Hold on. Let me make myself a note. Difference in types of protein. Because, you know, I have the protein shakes, the Fairlife, the Premier Protein, the Quest. Do those forms of protein hold you to the next meal? Because I know a lot of times when I just have a drink, I get hungry. So is there some kind of like difference between the liquid form of protein and the chewed form of protein that you have to, you know, chew and swallow and go in your stomach and do more digestion to that form of protein than the liquid form of protein to get you to the next meal? That's something I'm going to look up. That is my next form of business. So anyway, there you have it. I've got to eat my protein. I've got to like push away in 10 minutes and come back to the protein in case I couldn't eat it all, which happens to me a lot because I'll show you my meals, can only eat half. Well, I should have gone back and eaten more, as much as my stomach will hold. You know, I can't eat an infinite amount of food. There is a finite amount. Well, I mean, I can if I want to feel miserable, or if I want it to come back up, or if I just want to have some kind of serious gastric distress going on, then yeah, I could overeat, but that's not like on my to-do list. That's not like, you know, no. So anyway, then I've got to exercise, which when I get off of here, well, I know I'm already saying, well, I'll do it later. Maybe I'll do it, and if I don't get this video edited until I get back from the dentist, then so be it. I can get it edited before I go and maybe let it upload while I'm gone, because sitting there, sometimes YouTube, it'll go so fast, and then sometimes on my little less than a minute videos at night, it takes forever. And then sometimes they just bing bang boom. You can't never tell with YouTube. You just can't. Oh, and Darby did text me last night and told me to have some kind of protein before I come today. And she said there's a Smoothie King across the street. So I guess maybe that means I can have a smoothie after my procedures. We shall see. You know, I'm not big on fruit. So I don't know if can you get chocolate smoothies? Can you get smoothies at Smoothie King without fruit? I don't know. I think that's called a milkshake, right? She said they add protein if you want it. So I don't know. Maybe I just need a milkshake with chocolate protein in it. Well, I know I don't want banana. If I have banana in a smoothie, that's all I want. I don't want my banana mixed with no other fruit. I just want a banana milkshake if I want banana, and I don't want a banana milkshake. That's David's favorite, is a banana pineapple milkshake. And if he can't get the pineapple, he'll just take banana. But I'd like to eat a banana every now and then. I like a banana sandwich. But as far as banana smoothies, or if I make banana bread, I want a banana bread. That's the only time I want to taste banana in a baked good, is if it is a banana bread. I don't want a chocolate bread that tastes like banana. I just don't. That's why I use pumpkin, because to me it doesn't flavor it. The only time I taste pumpkin in something that I use it, as an alternative to all, is if I spice it like pumpkin spice. That's the only time I can tell that it's made with pumpkin. But, so I don't know. We'll see if I go to Smoothie King or not. I may not feel like it. I may not even want to bother. I don't know. It just depends. I do know this. There is a Dollar Tree I noticed when I left last week across the street. And it's a Dollar Tree I've never been to. So I'm thinking I may need to go in there and look for giveaway prizes. What do y'all think? Ooh, yes, I may need to. And hopefully I won't see a bunch of stuff that I want, because, gosh. You know what I mean? So anyway, I think that's all I want to talk about today. Let me look at my note. Was that all I had on there that she told me? Oh, she did tell me about my fluids. She said, how's your fluids going? I said, I mean, I don't lie to her. If you go to a doctor, I'll just put her in the category of doctors because she's there to help me with a physical problem, right? Or if you go to a counselor, how do you expect them to help you if you lie to them? It's just like when I raised my children. Children, they instinctively want to lie when they've done something wrong. Or when they think they've done something wrong. Even if they think they've done something wrong, they don't want your disapproval. And so they just instinctively want to just say, no, I didn't do that. Or, you know. And so when, like, she asked me, how's your fluids going? My instinct is not to say, oh, they're going great. My instinct is to just be honest. Could be better, you know. Some days not so much. Because when these people ask us questions, like I was telling you, I raised my children. Don't worry about if you're going to be in trouble. That's not the focus. The focus is I can't help you if you don't tell me the truth. I can't help you fix whatever's wrong. Can't figure it out if you don't just tell me the truth. Just tell it to me. That's the only way I can help you. So that's the only way these professionals can help you, is if you tell them the truth. So there's no sense in me going there and telling her, yes, I take 20 minutes to eat. Actually, I take my full 30 minutes. I'm drinking all my fluids. I'm exercising every day for 30 minutes. Eating all my protein. Never veering. Then what am I going to her for if I think I know it all? She can't help me. She can't give me these little, she can't make me question satiety and satiation. What's the difference? What was she talking about? Well, now I know. Now I know the reason they push the protein. Now I know they push the fluids. What I was going to tell you about the fluids, she said I've got to have at least 64 ounces. She says, and she did want me to do my protein between 80 and 100 grams. She says, I want you to do 80 and 100 grams. Because I told her, I said, some days it's less and some days it's more. I said, I've been up to 120, you know. She goes, definitely when you're eating higher protein, you've got to drink more fluids because it's hard on your kidneys if you don't. So that's something that everybody can learn from. The more protein you eat, the more fluids you've got to drink to flush it out of your kidneys, because she says it's hard on them. So I got that little nugget of information too. But yeah, don't go see these people and lie to them because you don't want to be scolded or you don't want to look bad or whatever. Just tell them the truth. Like, if you got diabetes and you sit around and eat chocolate cake all day and you go to the doctor and your sugar is through the roof and the doctor says, are you eating properly? And you say, I am eating properly. I'm eating my protein and my vegetables and my whole grains. I'm eating everything I'm supposed to eat. Then that doctor's going to assume there's something else wrong with you. And here we go. We're going down that slope of let's test this. Let's change this medicine. You're going to have an internal meltdown. Your body's going haywire. When all you had to do was say, no, I've really just been eating chocolate cake because I have. Then the doctor knows. Well, that's why your sugar's high. There's probably not another underlying issue. Let's get your chocolate cake under control. Get you eating back the way you should be eating. Retest and see if that takes care of it. That's how you do it. Same with counselors. Are you feeling any kind of way? No, I feel fine. I go into my psychiatrist. Well, how are things going? I'll tell him, I am mad. I am staying mad all the time. Then we talk about it. Can't nobody fix what's wrong with you if you don't tell them what's wrong. Quit trying to think you got to be right all the time, because you ain't got to be right all the time. You ain't got to be perfect all the time. Ain't nobody perfect, but you ain't got to try to look perfect in somebody else's eyes. Stop it. Just stop it. There you go. That is my lesson for today. I'll give you all kind of stuff today. Take it, do with it what you will. So I'm going to get off of here. I heard my first load of laundry. I went in there, one towel left. Oh my gosh. I hate when I get behind on my towels. I hate that. Because then I have so many to do at one time, and I hate folding towels. I hate folding towels. Oh my gosh. I told David, I said, I would just soon leave these things laying on top of the dryer, and let's just use them all week long. And it wouldn't bother me. Honestly, it wouldn't. If they wouldn't be in my way, I wouldn't care. I don't care. So, anyway, I will be going for now. Let's see. Yeah, I got about an hour and a half before I need to leave for the dentist. So I got plenty of time to do my video and get some protein in me. Gear up. Psych myself up. You got this. That's that episode of Friends when, was it Friends with Ross? Or what am I thinking about? I think I'm thinking about when Bruce Willis was on there and they were at their cabin. That's when he was dating Rachel and Ross was dating his daughter, and who was in college, and Ross was the professor. And anyway, Bruce Willis, he's older and Rachel's younger, so he was in the bedroom in front of the mirror. I'm just a love machine. He's singing, like that, and he's like, I think he's the one that was going, was it him? Is that who I'm thinking of? Was it Ross that was doing it? Okay, it was Ross. Okay, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can see the episode. You got this. He's like, you got this. Anyway, I know somebody knows what I'm talking about. I hate when stuff's on the tip of my tongue and I can't get it out. So anyway, I got this. I'm going for it. So anyway, that is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to hush my mouth and I will see you. This is Thursday. Ooh, knock on wood. We will be back for live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Come join us. See what we can get into. Well, did we have live last week? I don't think we had live last week. Because Sebastian and Holly, they was all here, correct? Am I correct? I don't remember. I think so. Okay, well, that's all. Stop it. Bzz, bzz. Okay.